Welcome back to Trading Rolly. 20K Bitcoin. Finally. Congratulate yourself. Pat yourself on the back if you've been holding for all these years. I told you so. I told you so to all the naysayers. And RIP to the Bears. They definitely have taken a beating this year. Guys, that's why I said do not short an uptrend. Let's do some Bitcoin TA. Look at the top headlines. At the end, we'll do an altcoin lightning round. I'm having a good time today, so might as well look at the cryptocurrency market as a whole. Hit that like for me. Leave a comment. Please subscribe and tick the bell for notifications. Remember, these are my own ideas and opinions on the market, so please do your own research. Trade at your own risk. I am not your financial advisor. Rolly, roll. I hope I didn't break the mic. All right, let's go. Let's go. All right, looking at the market as a whole. Green. It's a green day. Turn on the music. All right, Bitcoin, 6%. XRP, I told you it bounced back, 7.6%. Cardano, about 5%. We're looking at green across the board. It's a good day for crypto. Bitcoin leading the charge, actually. You do have Litecoin up 9%. I did a nice altcoin of the day, Litecoin, yesterday. You can check that TA. It's still valid for the macro picture. All right, moving on to Crypto Fear and Greed Index. This was a 92 before the break above 20K. So I imagine we could go back to the all-time high on the Crypto Fear and Greed Index. Maybe we'll reach a 99, right? All right, quick. We'll do some top headlines without diving in too deep. American Express gets in on crypto for institutional investors. All right, another big player. We've had Square, we have PayPal, we've had Visa say good things about Bitcoin. American Express allowing institutions to get involved. Guys, the Fomo is beginning. Billion-dollar Bitcoin whale surfaces as price breaks all-time high. Yet again, another story, another whale. Eric Peters, CEO of One River Asset Management, revealed today his fund will soon have $1 billion in Bitcoin and Ethereum. Remember a couple videos ago we were talking about Ethereum. Raoul Paul was super bullish on Ethereum and how institutions, they've already been nibbling at Bitcoin. Now they want to get into some of the other altcoins, and Ethereum will be the first one that they get involved in after Bitcoin, okay? So then we have Bitcoin smashes JP Morgan market cap 3 years after Diamond dissed crypto. So Bitcoin's total market cap is worth more than JP Morgan's market cap. Just kind of poking a little fun because he was definitely down on crypto, dissing it back in 2018. He has changed his tune. We've been hearing better things from his camp more recently. All right. And also, we were talking about Ethereum being adopted by institutions. CME makes plans to introduce an ETH futures product 2021, I believe in February. The CME will allow Ethereum futures trading. Now, Bitcoin futures on CME did start at the all-time high in 2017 and immediately crashed. So should we be worried about this happening with Ethereum? Who knows? But there was a good point made by Alex Kruger, I believe his name was. He said that the news of Bitcoin CME being added took us from 6K to almost 20K on that news. So could this news event drive Ethereum's price? And then maybe we have a pullback on Ethereum, especially if Ethereum, takes off something ridiculous. It's just like mega pumped, for 2 months. Then yeah, we could get a pullback when they get the opportunity to short. Who knows? Time will tell. The charts will give us the signal, okay? I always say, show me the charts, tell me the news. So let's look at the charts, please. I know I do them in the opposite. I should be doing the charts first and then the news based on that. But it's more fun to start with some headlines. So anyway, we were looking at the ascending triangle yesterday. I said typically these break out bullish especially when you're in an uptrend, and break bullish. We did, and with some nice volume. The volume was increasing. I mean, it's nothing like the previous. It's still lower than, previous price action, but it is increasing here. And guys, this can continue for several days, possible. So, this isn't just the end of it. Here, we'll look at the lower time frame in a second and see what's going on lower. But we finally, we're breaking that resistance from the previous 2017 top. We had that weekly horizontal at 18,950. You can see that price was chopping around at 18,950 for a while here. You even found support above it. So you had 19,500 was that flat top horizontal for our ascending triangle. And then 18,950 was that macro level of interest. And you can see how price was actually ranging between those two levels. Got a nice breakout. Look at that candle there. That was good. We're just going to need to see follow through. If there's no follow through, maybe we retest. I did talk about a breakout retest bounce. So if we do come back down here, you want to see this bounce. And if it bounces, that's a pretty good signal for further upside. All right. I'm kind of bouncing around here. I do want to talk about some upside targets. I know I haven't talked about that recently. So let me make sure we do that today as well. Okay. So let me close out this chart, or the drawing tools. Above all moving averages is bullish. No reason to be bearish when you're above all moving averages. Let's look at our stochastics. Sorry, I got the drawing tool still on. All right. Put on the stochastics. Your stochastic was high, but it did not get to cross down. You actually bounced off of this orange line here. So we're still rising on the weekly stochastics. No cross down. And still room to go. In the last bull markets, we went up to about 90, 91, 92 on the RSI. We're at an 84. And if you look at the daily RSI, you can see we were breaking that downtrend resistance right there, broke that, and we're rising. So it looks good on the RSI for me. Your daily stoch is crossed up. Let's look at the moving averages, and I keep doing that. All right, moving averages, above all moving averages, also healthy, looks good. Your immediate support, you could say, would be 18,968, but I would rather us bounce from this horizontal here at 19,500. Okay, let's look at those upside targets, because obviously we're bullish, we're above the moving averages. It's good to see that daily stoch did confirm that cross up with this move. Always a good signal. Wasn't so good. Well, no, this signal gave you a nice rally if you were, on margin, scalping. But hopefully this one will continue a lot higher. Okay, something like this, something like that right there. All right. Upside targets, let's use the drawing tool and then Fibonacci extensions. So I was looking at an ascending triangle. However, there were others that were looking at more of a rising channel, something like that. So if you're doing the rising channel, you can see this. This will turn this purple as well, so you can see that a little bit better. We're basically hitting that upside resistance right now, okay? So could we back off, have a rejection, retest, bounce, and then continue up higher? That's a possibility. Maybe we consolidate here and then continue higher. Or possibly we could just break this rising channel resistance. But that resistance is basically where the price is. I would say about 21,000. So we more or less tagged that target of the rising channel. Okay, so that's one way to look at it. The other way would be using Fibonacci Extension, and for this I want to go to a different chart because I don't want to ruin this chart. I haven't touched, you know, those horizontals in a long time. Let's use this Coinbase, and I can just get rid of all that. All right, perfect. We'll draw. We'll go to the weekly, use our Fibonacci, and we could do two different ones. All right, we could do maybe the Fibonacci retrace here from this top to this bottom. And you can see in 2019 we hit, guys, 1 second. I'm going to take away the 0.33 and 0.66 to take away the clutter. I just use that. So these are your actual fib levels here. So 2019, we tagged that 0.618 golden. It was rejected. Came back down to the 0.236. We had a nice bounce. We were up to the 382, but we had the black swan event. So then we had to make up all that ground. But you can see that the levels were pretty much respected again here. 382, your 0.5, retest support, so resistance, flipped support, bounce. We want to see something like that on lower time frames up here. And now we're going to look at the extension using from 20K down to that 3K level. The 1.618 is going to give you a $30,400 target. 2.618, $47,252, and then you have $64,000 as well. I think Plan B stock to flow was looking at around 50,000 would be the next target before maybe some sideways consolidation. All right, so that's going to be your fib extensions, 30,000, 47,000 target. And once we break, you know, all-time highs, they call it a blue sky breakout, a discovery zone. Basically, you have no previous price action to gauge. You know, back here, when we were under 20K, I was using the horizontals from previous price action. As you know, we've shown this every single day. I was using that previous price action to find my targets. Okay, you know, we use the weekly candles there, the wick there, and you can use these, you know, horizontal here using the previous price action. So that gives you targets of resistance, support, but once you're at all-time highs, you don't have those targets anymore. So Fibonacci extension is one way you can do that. Another way we could look at this possibly would be this swing high to this swing low, okay? And you already broke that level there, and we're at your 1.618 extension. So we've hit exactly 20,500 is the 1.618 extension if you're looking at this swing high to that swing low, okay? So you can see that we've hit the target there using that. So possibly the next level would be when we had it drawn out from, you know, that top to this bottom, right? So now you can see 30,000 if you're using that, okay? But if we go back here, we've hit our 1.618, the 2.618. Your next target would be 30,000. 30,000 would be the next target. Where did we see 30,000 earlier? 1.618 using this swing high to that swing low, 30,000. I think 30,000 is a pretty safe target as long as we stay bullish. I'm going to say 30K is the target. There we go, 30K. All right, moving on. Let's look at that 4-hour low time frame and then look at some altcoins. Hit that like for me. All right, you can see the 4-hour getting rejected at that resistance level there. Getting cluttered. Let me take this off. Our stochastic did get the cross up, now hinting at a cross down, potentially lining up with price backing off. This hasn't been confirmed yet, but there's 45 minutes left in this 4-hour candle. You could get a cross down, some consolidation, a little bit of a pullback would be normal, healthy. Let's look at the RSI. RSI looks good. Nothing to report here for now. Looking at our moving averages, of course, you're above all moving averages. Look how the price maintained that pink 10 simple, stayed above the yellow 21 EMA, actually wicked down and bounced. Perfect. That's exactly what we were looking for. It's easy to be right when you're bullish in a bull market or in an uptrend. That's why I said don't short an obvious uptrend. You're going to be wrong more times than you will be right. And you'll be right more times than you'll be wrong if you long an uptrend. Just simple rule. All right, guys. And if you find yourself, in longs and you keep getting stopped out, like say you're day trading, you're on leverage and you keep getting stopped out on longs, even though we're in an uptrend, is probably because your stop is too tight and you need to work on your stop loss placement. If you gave your stop some more room to breathe, you would be doing great. Or some people trade, especially if you trade more on a daily or a weekly time frame, you can have more of a mental stop so you don't get wicked out sometimes, and just actually wait for a confirmation of a breakdown, because the wicks can kill you. Anyways, moving on, everything looks good. We're at a resistance level though on that rising channel as we spoke about, but if we do come down, I'd like to see us hold 19,500. I wouldn't say never below 20K again. There's actually no actual technical support for that. It may never happen. We may never go below 20K again, the new never below 10K meme again, but there's nothing technical to support that. So 19,500 I would like to see hold. I would like to say never below 19,500 again. But when you look at a chart that just has done this, you have to be wary. At some point, there could be some type of a pullback. And if you got a pullback that was more severe, you want to stay above your pink 10 simple weekly at 16,560. And especially that yellow 21 EMA at 14,600. You would want to stay above 14,600 on a candle close basis for the weekly chart. So yeah, we could drop. But the trend is your friend until it's not. So might as well go with the trend for now, right? And guys, the easiest thing to do is buy and hold. Dollar cost average, accumulate. This was a massive 3-year accumulation. So we could, guys, you've had your time. So I'm not looking to trade every tiny move. I'm holding. I've accumulated, and I'll continue to accumulate over the years at good buying opportunities. For me, good buying opportunities are, weekly cross ups on the weekly Stokes, oversold conditions. We may not get another oversold condition on RSI weekly until another bear market. So you would want to say, look, you can see on this rally in the past, I would say any dips down to the yellow 21 EMA is a good buying opportunity. And if the RSI comes down to the neutral zone and gets a bounce from the neutral zone like this, that would be a good opportunity as well. And guys, remember, these pullbacks were 30% pullbacks, okay? So just because it drops 5-10% doesn't always mean you don't have to buy every red candle. You can have some patience, use some technicals, you know, or maybe at least like a daily. And I do this with my stock portfolio as well. I just buy, hold, and add to positions. And when I want to add to positions, I look at like the daily Stoke cross ups. You know, this was a good one. Here was a good one, and possibly looking at another good one here. So let's go to the altcoin chart, take a look at the daily Stokes there. We'll do a quick lightning round for altcoins. All right, hit that like for me. It's been 20 minutes. All right, so real quick, looking at the Bitcoin dominance. Bitcoin dominance has been rising. I'm looking at this rising trend line. If this rising trend line breaks on like a candle close on the daily, that could be a little bit of an altcoin season. We saw last night as Bitcoin was consolidating right under 19,500. Some of the altcoins were actually in the red, and I kind of was looking at that. They weren't in the red when I did the video yesterday morning, but I saw the dominance rising, and I mentioned possibly people leaving the altcoins to get into the Bitcoin trade. And when Bitcoin takes off and then it takes a pause, the altcoins will follow behind. So you saw the dominance did rise, and then on a lower time frame, wick down, possibly you're getting crossed down on the 4-hour Stoke. The altcoins are trying to catch up right now as we speak. So let's look at those altcoins. Go over to, we'll start with Ethereum, of course. Ethereum is at a critical level here. We found this with a previous weekly candle there, and it seems to have been playing out 620. We're at 621 right now. If we can get a nice break above, if Bitcoin goes to 30K, 800 using that previous peak is a great level of interest, nice target, and eventually your all-time high at 1400. Let's get a little closer on the daily. Okay. So yeah, I think I found that horizontal using the daily, and then it just happened to really play out well. You can see though back here at 620, you had a bounce of support there, resistance. So it was a fair level to test out, and it worked. Going down to the daily, you saw on Ethereum there was this, actually go to the 4-hour, see a little better. You had a bit of a falling wedge, which typically do break out to the upside, and we got that nice break. There was a support level. You saw support here, support there, wedge, broke out. And this is a good example on a lower time frame of it break out, found support along that, so it was resistance, flip support, and then you had that breakout, and now we're at that critical horizontal level. And this also looks like a ascending triangle, just as Bitcoin did at its critical 20K 19,500 horizontal. So I would like to see this follow through. Your daily Stoke is crossed up on Ethereum, looking good. Litecoin, we did the altcoin of the day was Litecoin yesterday, symmetrical triangle, typically break out bullish, and so far breaking out bullish. However, finding some resistance, flat top resistance here. You can turn that, so basically it looks like an ascending triangle as well. All right, you can see that with the purple. Daily cross up, looking good. Cardano, 16K is a critical level for, you can see the resistance, sideways consolidation, more of a kind of, I don't know, you could draw a symmetrical triangle. Daily Stoke crossed up. If you go to the weekly, you can see that peak there, peak 16 cents, next level around 37 cents. 37 cents. Let's see, from this level here to there, that's about 100% gain. All-time high around the dollar is going to be, sorry, 550. Well, all the way to the top is going to be 760%. So there's a lot of gains to be had in the altcoins. It's a lot easier to move a smaller market cap. So if you look at the price of Cardano, so the market cap is only 5 billion. Bitcoin's market cap is 383 billion. So it doesn't take as much money to move these altcoins. And if Bitcoin is in a bull market, the altcoins are just going to naturally follow. If you're in the top 10, 20, 30 coins, most of these are going to go up, and they're going to go up a lot. So it helps to have exposure in here. Definitely. You know, if you start going out to some of these coins, you know, top 9 Band. But see, Band though, I don't know. I kind of secretly hope Band still does very well. Band only $150 million market cap. So if it went to 1.5 billion, that would be a 10x for Band. And this is, you know, supposed to be a competitor of Chainlink. Who knows? Guys, lots of opportunity out here. Do your own research. There's, you know, I can't keep up with all of these coins. There's a million of them. They new ones all the time. So I'm sure I'm sleeping on some of them. If you have one you want to look at, leave that in the comments. Let's keep going with the charts though. XRP kind of dropping below 50 cents was not what we wanted to see. The weekly's starting to turn out to look more like a wick below, and we'd like to see the weekly candle back above 50 cents by the end of the week. You know, that peak here was our target, and you saw we first topped out there as well, around 50 cents. 80 cents is the target above that. We dipped below 50 cents. This was not looking so good for XRP, but it got bought up nicely. We'll have to see what happens with that going down the road. Stellar was putting in a downtrend resistance, breaking that downtrend resistance. Good to see. Your daily Stochastic is crossed up. And we're consolidating above that previous peak there. It's pretty bullish to see. So your next target, I would say, would be up here, possibly around 28 cents from current price. You're looking at a 56% increase to this peak right up here. 160, 280. Looks good. And you can see Stellar also broke this downtrend resistance right here. Boom. A lot of the charts are looking like this. Downtrend, broken, putting in new highs, higher highs, higher highs, low, higher low, higher low. Link is now shaping up. You know, this one has been a hard pattern to try and read. I had a bit of an ascending triangle. You did break above, got rejected, and you've even dipped below the supporting trend line. But if we use the wicks, maybe we're looking at something more like that. This level was resistance previously. I don't know how much is respecting it. Now we're at $13.30 resistance. Just under that, we have that downtrend resistance right here. So maybe it's more of a symmetrical triangle. So $13.30, and then right around here, around $16, $16.50. Depends how long it takes to meet that level. We'll see if Link can break that downtrend resistance. Your daily Stochastic crossed up from the bottom. Could be a great opportunity for Link. Band. So Band has had a resistance level right around $7.50 right here. It was looking like a potential, like a head and shoulders, or inverse head and shoulders, like a left shoulder, head, right shoulder, but again, rejected by 750. So need a daily close above 750 for band. But if band can, 750 to the top is 119% increase. Band was not around back in 2017, so I don't have any outrageous all-time highs to look for, but I imagine, like I said, $150 million market cap, it won't take a lot for this one to move fast. Tezos, you know, after a nice rally, you know, last year it was one of the best performers, had a nice rally, and I think some of the attention had been taken away. People were into Tezos because of the staking, and now you can stake pretty much anything, even with the wrapped Bitcoin now, you know. So, Tezos might have to do something innovative, something new, bring some more eyes to it. I do like that Tezos had that Chinese ranking. Yesterday I showed you. Tezos moved on up in the Chinese rankings. And I believe Tezos was in that top 10 Bitwise index as well. But daily, crossed up from the bottom. All of these are going to be crossed up from the bottom. BAT, crossed up from the bottom. Our Polkadot, crossed up from the bottom. So when I'm looking for assets to move or to add to that I'm already holding, the cross up daily stoke from the bottom is generally one of the signals I'm looking for. YFI, you had the head and shoulders breakdown respecting, so you had a resistance flip support down here. You saw this support level, held support, lost it, broke down there. Back above that level, good to see. There was a support level here, is now support again around 20,000, and hopefully can break, 30,000? If we can break 30,000, I think, 40K would be a reasonable target. And the reason the price of YFI is 26,000, 30,000, 40,000 is not because it's worth more than Bitcoin. It's because it has a way smaller supply. Okay, the price is determined by the supply and the market cap. So there you go. Cross up on the daily, above, I'm sure, the moving averages. Looks good. Back above the moving averages, good. So we want to see this consolidate or stay above the moving averages. We want it to turn into a support on a nice rally, something like this. The pink, see how it bounced off that pink 10 simple there? Let's look at it on the 4-hour. Still holding my YFI. I've been seeing better headlines about YFI too, so who knows. Above all moving averages on the 4-hour. 4-hour stoke crossed up from the bottom. All right, potential there. Uni. And then I'm going to be done, guys. Uni's been consolidating for a while sideways, so we'd like to see this break out to the upside. Daily stoke crossed up from the bottom. You have like a bit of a downtrend right here. You're going to have to break. Not as bullish as some of the others, but you can see there's kind of a... trying to see that you don't have too much price action to look at here. So potentially a low and a higher low, but you're going to have to break above $4.20 to create that uptrend of a low, higher low, high, higher high to put an uptrend. So right now I can't confirm an uptrend. Right now I'm still looking at lower lows on the macro here. But like I said, not too much. And the whole crypto market cap will go up regardless of what coin you're in if Bitcoin goes to 30K. I feel safe saying that. All right? Enough from me, guys. 34 minutes. All right. Hope you enjoyed that video, packed with information. We'll see you next time. Don't forget to leave a like, and I'm out. Rolly roll.